Okay. So there is a object constructor is there inside the JavaScript. This is already available. So how will you create a normal object? Let obj is equal to new object, we can create it, right? So inside that object itself we have a so many methods which are useful methods. Okay, so let us go on one, let us understand one by one. So the first method is a object.assign method. First let us, I'm going to write some code here. Let us see. Okay, so I want to copy two objects here. Let us go by one. Okay, suppose here I am going to write one target. So what is the property I am having it? Only name property is there. So I am going to write another object. So that property, what is the property it is having it? Age. Okay, and I'm going to write another object, and what is the property it is having? A gender. Now what is the our solution is, I want to copy all the properties from source to target, and all the properties from another source also to the target. So now I want to copy, okay, I want to copy another properties into another object, something like this. Okay, so in that case we can use a object.assign method. Okay, so inside the assign method, first you need to give where you want to copy, where I want to copy in the target. So and second, here you can provide any number of arguments, any number of arguments we can give it. Okay, from where, from which object you want to copy the elements. So from which object I want to copy it? Source and another source. Okay, now whenever we are going to print here, it will copy age and it will add to the target, and it will copy the gender property and value, it will add to the copy. Okay, something like this. So let us go under reload the page. Okay, see, for target, John, age and gender is male. So all three properties are there. Okay, so and I will tell you one more use case also, where suppose I want to copy one object. Okay, let obj is equal to something like this. Okay, and I want to have a clone means what? Exact copy. I don't want to perform anything in the original thing, I want to write a clone. Okay, clone means exact properties I want to have it. So in that case also we can go for like a obj1 is equal to, I can say, object.assign. Okay, assign method. So inside the assign method, what is my requirement here? I want to copy all the properties from there to here. So that is the reason I am giving a empty object here. Empty means by default I don't have any data, and where I want to copy the data from the obj. So all the properties whatever it is there, it is going to copy to my empty object. That empty object I am storing into obj1. So if I am going to store console.log of obj1, so this obj1 also will be equaling to the obj. Okay, so let us go on the reload the page. See, obj. Okay, where you will use this one? Suppose in the regex, whenever we are going to use the regex approach, okay, what will happen is, whatever this object is there, you do not have a permission to change any value. You cannot change the suppose here obj dot I want to change the name. Obj dot name is equal to some Trinits I want to change it. Okay, since this is a normal object, you are able to change it here, but there is a in the regex pattern it is only readable. Okay, suppose I want to mimic that one, I will say object dot freeze. So there is a method I'm going to use it, something like this. Let us forget about this method, only concentrate about the name method. So what is the name I am by default, what is the name? John. And what is the name I after that I am assigning a Trinits. So if I am going to copy this value, what is the output I should have it? John, sorry, Trinits and 30. Okay, so this is the normal expectation. But whenever you are going to see what is the output you are getting it, where is this Trinits? Okay, so this is the problem you are going to face in the React. Okay, so what will happen is this object is not modifiable. You don't have a control to change anything inside that object. Okay, but I want to change it for display purpose. What I want to do, I have to change it. There is no other way. But due to the framework, this is not. I am not able to change anything, right? To solve this type of problems, what we will do? First, we will copy this object into new object. Okay. So inside the new object, I am going to write like a obj1 dot name is equal to Trinits. Now we are going to reload the page. See, Trinits and age. Whenever you are not able to change any property because of the readability, seal, some methods, then you can use this method. What is the method? Object.assign. So using the assign, you can copy the property. Okay, so there is another interview question. How can you copy a one object into another object? How can you copy it using the object data assign approach? Okay, and there is another approach also we can use it. There is a spread operator, you know that, right? What is a spread operator? Let obj is equal to something like this, dot dot dot, I will say obj. Okay, see here, this is a, I'm writing open bracket and close bracket, I'm writing a dot dot dot. This dot is triple dot is what a spread operator. Okay, what it will do, it will iterate one by one property and it will copy here. Okay, and same thing we have tried for the arrays, correct, right? So let us see what is the property. It is iterating all the properties came or not. Okay, this is the simplest solution if you want to copy also. So either you can go for assign method or you can use a spread operator. Once you copy it, you can have a more control, you can change it, you can delete it, anything is possible. Okay, so this is nothing but a assign method. Now tell me, what is assign method? Assign method is for only copying the data from one object into another object. Okay, so there is a method called keys. Okay, suppose what I want to do, I want to print all these properties. I want to print all these properties. How can I print all the properties? We have seen this example. How can I say, how can I do it? I want to see all the properties. For in operator, I will remember. Okay, we will use a for, let in, for in operator. Yes, right. So we are going to write a obj and we will write a key. So it will return all the keys, right? So this is how we can do it. Let us go and execute the program. You can see name and age is there. Okay, suppose I want to create one array. With this keys I want to create one array. How can I do it? I can say let keys is equal to array, and what I can do, keys data push. Now I'll get all the keys, right? Okay, instead of writing all these things, JavaScript has given one method called keys is equal to Object.keys. So what is the method name they have given? Object.keys. You can give any object here, automatically you are going to get all the property names. Okay, all the property names, and you can print them. So console.log of keys. Okay, let's go and print it. See, name and age, only two properties is there. Suppose using this one I want to print, this is an array, right? You know how to print an array? Yes, let us print the array for, okay, keys. Okay, so I'm going to print all the keys one by one, and I want to print the value also. I want to print the key plus I want to print the value also. Okay, something like this I can do it. Okay, first key and empty space. What is my object name? Obj. Obj of key, what will come? Automatically whatever the value is there, that value will come. Please don't add here double quote or single quote. If you are going to add, the problem if you are adding here is so it will exactly look for obj.key. Is there any obj.key there? No. Whenever you are iterating any for loop, whatever the name it is there, we should write it directly. Internally that will replace with the name, age, properties. Okay, so this is a mistake most of the time. We'll try to do that one. So name is John, age is something. Okay, if you want to iterate any of your properties, then what is the method you can use it? Keys. Okay, keys. Yes. Next, suppose I want to add a new property to the object. Okay, how can you add it? Very simple. I can directly go here. I want to add a salary here. Okay, I want to add a salary. How can we do it? Very simple. Obj dot salary, something like this, right? Is equal to 30,000. Okay, if I am going to print, how many properties it is going to print here? 3 or 2? 3 or 2. Okay, let us see. So how many properties it is printing? 3 properties. So simple. Whenever you want to add a new property, you can simply write like object data that property name. Automatically it will add it, right? Okay, sometimes we don't want to do this one. There is a method called define property. Okay, so there is a method called define property. So this method also we can use it to create a new object only. Okay, let us use this one. Okay, okay, define property, let me create format. Okay, so this define property, first it will take the which object I want to have it. So where I want to copy it? Obj. And second, what is the property I want to write it? What is the property? Salary. Correct, right? Salary. And this object is there, right? This is a optional object. but it is important. Okay, so after the third argument is another object. Okay, inside the another object here value, what is the default value you want to give it here? I want to give a 30,000 salary. Okay, let's go and print it. So here I have commented out, but in by default only 2 properties is there. So if it is adding third one, it should be 3 properties. See, 3 properties are there. Okay, suppose I'm going to print this object. Let us try to print the object and see what is the console.log of obj. How many properties it is going to print it? 3 is there, right? Okay, by default it is printing 3. Okay, here this is important. Here what is the flag? It is there. Writable is equal to false. That means second time they cannot change it. Okay, writable false means they cannot change it. So and writable true means they can change it. Okay, false means they cannot change it. That is okay. And enumerable is true is there, right? Whenever we are printing in the console, whether do you want to print this property or not? Okay, so that is nothing but a enumerable. For simple sake, I will write a false here. Whenever we have added in the prototype approach, okay, let us save here and configurable. Okay, so salary, that's fine. Where is the second one? In the for loop, one is missing here. Correct, right? Whenever you are going to iterate your keys, the one is missing. Okay, that is because of your enumerable false. Okay, so whenever you want to iterate it one by one, then you can go for a enumerable is equal to true. And writable false, let us see. Let us try to change this value. How to change this value? Obj dot salary is equal to 40,000. So let us reload the page. So what is the value it is printing? 30,000. Why the value is not changing? Because your property is what? Writable is equal to false. Let us change this writable to true and check the data. This time 40,000. Okay, sometimes you will not be able to change some values because of this writable property. Okay, so whenever that writable property is false, then what is the solution? Either you can go and modify like this, the other way is clone the object and change the value. Once you clone it, you will get a fresh object, then you can change anything, no problem at all. Okay, so this is nothing but a defined property. So you know, like suppose you want to add a new property, you don't remember this one, very simple, just go on direct add like this. That's all. You no need to work this much. Simply write like obj dot same something. This will also work fine. Okay. Yes. But you have a more control whenever you are using a defined property, because you can write whether you want to iterate it or not, whether you can rewrite it or not. All these things you can configure it using the defined property. Okay. So let's go for a next method called prevent extensions. Okay. This prevent extension. Okay. So let us write the same object. Let us remove here. Okay, I have removed everything. Suppose I am going to print this object. So how many properties I am having it currently? 2 properties. I want to add a, suppose what they are doing is people are adding the properties without telling anything. Okay, I want to stop that behavior. So that is the reason we have another method called Object.prevent extensions. Okay, so whenever we are adding this Object.prevent extensions, let us see here, add a p dot like obj dot something. Okay, so inside the object, what is the property we are adding it? Let us add the salary itself. Okay, salary is equal to something. Okay, so earlier how many properties are? 2, and we are adding a new property. 3 properties should be there. Okay, so let us print it. So how many, what is the output we are getting it? Only 2. Okay, because whenever you are adding this prevent extensions, you cannot add any new property to the object. Okay, that is not at all allowed. So this prevent extensions will stop the, see, whenever we are have commented out, 3 properties are there. When you have uncommented this one, so this prevent extension, what it will do? It will make sure that nobody can add a new property to that object. Okay, so that is the reason. So whenever you want to do such behavior, what is the method you can use it? Prevent extensions. Okay. Okay, so then there is a, suppose I want to verify whether this is a extensible or not, whether I can add a new property or not. I want to verify something like this. Then I can verify like a, here I can write a console.log of. So which one I want to verify? Obj is extensible or not? Okay, I'll say object dot is extensible. Okay, and obj. So if this my object is extensible, then it will return a true. Suppose this is prevented, it will return a false something. Okay, it is returning a false. That means I cannot add a new properties. So that is the next method. So is extensible will return true whether this is extensible or not. If it is a true, I can add a new properties. False, I cannot add a new properties. Okay, and there is another method called seal. Okay, so what prevent extension is doing, ma? It is only stopping the new addition. Suppose what I am going to do, I want to delete this name property. Okay, so let us try to delete this property. How to delete a property? Delete, you can say obj.name. So automatically that property will be deleted from that object. So delete is a keyword, and you can write whatever which one you want to delete it. So whenever we are going to print it here, how many properties we are going to print it? See, only one. You have added the prevent extension, that is fine. Prevent extension will only stop adding new one, but it will not do anything for existing things. Okay, they are able to delete something or not? Yes. So we want to stop that behavior. Okay, if you want to stop that behavior, we have another method called object.seal. Okay, let us seal that object. Don't delete anything from the object. So now we have done the seal method first, then we are trying to do the deleting. So if seal is working fine, I should print two values. Two values are printing it or not? So the value is not at all deleting. So if your object is seal, then you cannot deleting anything from the here. And already you have done the prevent extension. So you cannot add any new property also. Okay. So let us try to change it. Okay. You have added a restriction. Now I will try to change my age to 40. Okay, I have sealed it, but I am trying to change the property only. I am not deleting any property, not adding anything, but I am trying to change the existing value. Let us see what will happen, whether 40 is coming or not. 40 is coming. Okay, now in this case again one more guy coming. Okay, without knowing us, you should not change anything. I want to stop the changes also. You should not change any value for entire object. Okay, so in that case I can go for object data freeze. Freeze, what it will do, you cannot change anything in the modification also. You cannot change any variable value also. Okay, so like this you can change it. Let's go on the reload the page. See, only age 30 is there. Okay, suppose you want to verify whether this object is a sealed or not. I can say console.extensible, and you can say sealed something like. Okay, so there are three methods are there. Is sealed. So whenever you are seeing is, automatically it will return a boolean variable. If this is an object is sealed, it will return a true. If this is a frozen object, it will return a true. Otherwise, it will return a false. So first is extensible, false, no. Is sealed, yes, sound, it is already sealed. And is frozen, it is already frozen, something like. So if you want to see the output, let me uncomment this one, and we will see the different output. See, is sealed is equal false and is frozen is equal to false, something like. Okay, so these are the important methods available in the object class. Okay, so very important, and most important method we will use in this one is a object.assign method, and we will use the object.keys. Okay, these two things we will use very extensively. Okay, the remaining methods we will use very less only, not that much. Okay, so these are the methods available